Just a quick shout out to the latest page on the channel, The Quiet Kid. If you guys want to support the channel just like The Quiet Kid, check out the link in the description. Hi guys, Bolt here with more updates for the Wargame Annihilation mod. The UK and China finally released. Now I did already do a deck review of the UK, so if you want to check that out, just go to my recent uploads, it should be there. And today we're checking out China. It's actually really good because now we have two nations on blue 4 and 2 on red 4 to play with when you want to play the Annihilation mod. Before this it was basically just America versus Russia, and a lot of people kind of got a little bit bored, but still didn't. Now it's nice to have some variety. So we're just gonna go through the usual things. So let's just start off with the logistics, see what kind of new vehicles we got. So once again, don't pay attention to the unit models. Okay, this is something we cannot change in the game, but luckily there are lots of Chinese models that we can use again. So we have a 80-point command vehicle. I will be skipping through most of these like fairly quickly, and the cool thing once again with this mod is you can transport your vehicles, some of them with helicopters. And we have a Type 08 CV, really fast, that's actually really good, and also amphibious. We got some tank commands, 155 point Type 96, actually has decent 80 gems on it, that's pretty cool. 23 AP gun with 75% accuracy, alright. 19 front armor, and we got a beast boy here with 22 front armor and 25 AP gun, Jesus, okay. 80% accuracy on that as well, almost 3 kilometers range with the 80 gem. I do have a feeling like the tanks are going to be really good. Then we have a command heli. Got a bunch of command infantry. We have them in a bunch of vehicles, ZSTs. We also have them in WZ501 with a 30mm cannon and M-class 80 gems. ZBD03, so that's basically an upgrade, well, just a better WZ. It does have less armor, but the weaponry is just much better. 5 AP on that cannon is actually nuts. And also slightly better 80 gems in terms of, actually no, 80 gems are basically the same. In terms of overall stats, this guy is faster off-road, so that's nice. Then we have helicopters, the Z9 with a 23mm cannon. We got a Z9 WA with HJ8B 80 gems. And we got the Mi-17, or 171 I should say. So a good amount of transport vehicles. So we got a bunch of supply trucks. We got a 300-liter supply truck. That is probably the lowest amount of supplies I've ever seen. And this guy is also transportable by helicopters. Then we got a FOB, which is also airborne, so we got Mi-26. We got the Mi-26T Flying Dragon with 6,000 liters. Then we got a Z8L with 1,500, so you got a good amount of choices for supplies too. Let's move on to the infantry. This is going to be good. We got the Kongjiang, 15 Kongjiang, 15 men shock trained, good stealth infantry. Type 191, this is actually kind of nuts. 15 points or 30 points for 15 men shock is really good. So the assault rifle looks decent. We got a pretty accurate and medium range AT. Kind of reminds me of the PLAS. 23 AP on that, 65% accuracy, really nice. We got a QB95 saw. Okay, decent range. That rate of fire is insane. Really good suppression. I think these guys are gonna be insane. So they are 30 points. You can get them for a 1-point truck. You can get them in a 5-point fast-moving vehicle. You can get them in a ZBDs for 15 points. 25 points gets you a Z9. 40 points gets you the Z9 WA because it has 80 gems. And also it has good optics instead of medium. So that might actually help you out. Then we got the Mi-171. And we got the Jiangyi C8F. Which one is faster? Yeah, this is the fastest transport you can get for this basically. But you know, still boils down to 15 points. That's really good. We do have some manpads. So we got the FN6. Do we have any other manpads? Just so we can compare them. Yeah, we do, okay. Let's compare that to this guy. Alright, so we'll just kind of review two AA manpads together. So the cheap one, 25 points, has a Type 95 and an FN6. Decent accuracy actually, even on this bad guy, but the range, you know, could be better. 2400 is actually not horrible, but 19.6 actually it's not that bad. Manpads are mainly against helicopters, but for 15 points more, you get 2800 meters range on helis, which is really, really nice, and a more, you know, acceptable range on airplanes. The accuracy goes up 10% as well. So all in all, I would say that's a pretty worthy investment, but I would just get both of them. In terms of transports, basically the same. We do have some variety here. So we got the ZSL once again. We got a ZBL with a 30mm and the ATGM. Then we got a ZSD with a 50. Got a WZ501 with a 30 and M class. And we go ZBD again, Z9W, and we get the Z9WA. So in terms of infantry transports, they mainly stay the same, so I won't keep diving into that every time. Then we have Recoilless Rifles, 1800 meters range, really, really nice. The good thing about this guy is also can fire at infantry with a 3 HE. In terms of vehicles, it'll be good against transports and light armored vehicles, maybe light tanks as well, if you get side shots for sure. But this can be really, really powerful to use as fire support against infantry. In terms of transports, yeah, it is all the same. Okay, it kind of goes up all the way to the MI-171, so that's pretty cool. Then we have like javelin type units. We have the Hongjiang 12 with top attack, 16 AP top attack, HJ 120 ATGMs with it, almost 2.5 kilometers range. That is really impressive. What else do we have? We have direct ATGM units, so while these guys basically enter the tank from the top, these are direct, so you get better range. You keep the same accuracy, but the AP obviously goes up to 22, but remember that is direct. So if you hit it from the front, that 22 will do a bit of damage, sure, but this guy with 16 AP from the top is going to wreck tanks. Then we have some more shock infantry. Now these guys look like CQC persons. We do have a 10-man shock troop, or a shock squad. Type 191 once again. They do have a different anti-tank this time, so short range, but really high rate of fire. Okay, and that is perfect for towns. They also have the QJB 191 with really good stats, dude. That rate of fire is once again insane. So it seems to be so far a trend with the Chinese with really fast firing LMGs. Next up, we have elite infantry. These are Marines, so 10-man elite squads. Once again, a Type 191. They have the PF98, so that medium range, really good anti-tank weapon. The rate of fire is 10 instead of 20, compared to some of the other units. But the accuracy and AP power is just nuts. And they come with that QJB. So far, really, really powerful infantry. In terms of transport, it is all the same. We do have this guy here, the Gangi Z8F, going 300 plus kilometers per hour. What else do we have? We have the Min Bing. These are militia. And I've actually seen these guys being used quite well, actually. In like 10v10s, in tacticals, 11 points. That's a winner. Let's move over to the non-high. Type 95 once again. Excuse me, they have the PF89B, the Type 8086. Okay, so once again a really fast firing close quarters AT weapon and a really fast firing LMG. So you got something that is good at longer ranges. You got something that'll just destroy transports and stuff in towns. No, only 11 points. That is nuts. So we already went over this guy, so let's skip to the last unit, which is another militia team, the Renming Zihuan? I'll probably mispronounce these. But these guys, instead of AT, they have a Type 85, which is a 50. That could, you know what, that could unironically be good. So let's move to the support, because I want to see that AA and artillery. First of all, we have the DF-16, which is a top attack. So this is a HE cluster. Basically max range. Really tight dispersion, but only fires one rocket. Okay, it only fires one. this thing is going to just wreck. Then we have the PHL. This is a top attack, cluster. So not HE, but AP value now. Rate of fire is 3. We got 12 rockets, and that is it. So basically the Chinese smirch here. We have the HQ-16. This is AA. Now this is only focusing on airplanes. 6.5 kilometers range, really good accuracy on that. 8 HE, so it is most likely going to really stun enemy airplanes with the first hit. And then we have the HQ-16, which is more against helicopters. So they have a reduced range on airplanes, but then they can also fire at helicopters. The HE actually goes up to 9. That is pretty cool. Then we got the Chinese Tor vehicle, the HQ-17A. Now if you could just compare the HQ-16 with this guy, the range on helis stays the same, range on airplanes goes down, but this guy does have the same accuracy and actually also is stabilized, so that could be huge. You could be more mobile with the HQ-17, but the only downside is you have less range on airplanes. Then we have the HQ-7, so we got a lot of AA here. This is basically the Crotal, 3150 range, basically no range on airplanes, but this thing is the helicopter killer. Then we have the HQ-9C, which is a extreme long range anti-air. Jeez, okay. 14 kilometers, 80% accuracy. That is nuts. Really expensive though, and you only get them on rookie. Then we have HQ-9s, 10 kilometers, 60%, so kind of a budget HQ-9C. Then we have the HQ-9B, so we have quite a wide variety of them, which is basically slightly better range, and also fire and forget while this guy is guided. And this guy is non-radar. Okay, that is interesting. So it can't be seeded. Next up, we have the PGZ 9540 point. The cannon is decent. The missiles are not. You know, the accuracy of 60 is not too bad, but you know, the cannon is wonderful on these things. I always loved using the 25mm AA guns. This kind of looks like a World War II AA piece, not gonna lie. So this guy is a 23mm autocannon and also the FN6 air-to-air missiles, or surface-to-air missiles. Probably really good infantry support, not gonna lie, using that cannon. We got a PLL 120mm mortar. I'm not going to dwell too much on these. We also have the YW381. So while this guy goes 150 kilometers per hour, this guy does not. I don't know if that really makes a difference. It does have more ammunition for the mortar, so that could be one of the things. But I highly recommend going for a fast-moving mortar gun. Then we got the PLZ05. This is a really accurate artillery piece. Basically max range, 7 HE, decent dispersion. Just all in all, really good piece. We got the PCL-161. Now if you compare the two, the PCL is a glass cannon, but it does have a tighter dispersion. So it has that going for himself. It's kind of a budget artillery piece, but it has good accuracy. We got the PLZ-07B. So it's cheaper, it does have more armor, because it's self-propelled, but it lacks range. Then we got the PHL-90, which is a HE rocket. It has 80 of these. The range is actually the range is really good. The HE is meh. Forget about the suppression, but you know what? It's gonna be a ton of fun to use this. And the last thing we have is the Type 92 Yitian. And this thing is anti-air. So it has 8 of these TY-90 surface-to-air missiles, really good range on helis, and really good accuracy and stabilizer as well. And that stabilizer makes this an insanely good unit because you can just fast move this over the roads and it'll start clapping helis. So let's move on to the tanks. The list is limited because this mod does not, you know, it keeps it realistic. It doesn't give a nation a billion types of tanks because the nation realistically only uses like 2 or 3 types. So we got the ZTQ-15 here. 12 front armor, so this is your budget tank. 105 mil. Good accuracy and stabilizer for sure. Really good rate of fire actually. And it also has a 30mm frag grenade launcher. So it's kind of like the Chinese KPZ Kyler. Or Nanion Shikiji, actually, that's probably a better comparison. Then we got the ZTZ96A, so if you just compare these two, the 105 point has better front armor, so 6 more front armor. The cannon is 4 AP values better. Rate of fire is lower, so that is one thing, so you're sacrificing rate of fire. But the ZTQ seems more like an ambushing tank, or something to keep just behind your main battle tanks. Or your strongest battle tanks. Then we move on to the big boys. We got the ZTZ96B here, and we have the ZTZ95. So the B has a really strong gun, 19 front armor, whereas the ZTZ99 also has ATGMs and 2 more front armor for basically the same cannon. So that is something to consider. And the last thing we have is the ZTZ99A, which is the strongest tank, 25 AP, 80% accuracy gun, which is sick, 3 kilometers range on the ATGM with also 25 AP and 22 front armor. So not quite a T14, but it'll still clap. So in the Recon tab we have drones. This is a Recon drone, very good air detection, good stealth, you know, just the same old drone that other nations also have. We have a Recon heli. So there's a Z19, has rockets. It has, let me see, 4 of these TY-90s air-to-air missiles, so it can fire at helicopters and airplanes. Decent accuracy and stabilizer as well. And it has really good ATGMs with 29 AP. Jeebus. These are really, really good. Exceptional optics. Stealth is good, and for helicopters that is actually really, really powerful. Yeah, we got a bunch of like special forces. We got exceptional stealth recon units with very good optics, and these guys actually have fire and forget. These are not top attack. Fire and forget anti-tank weapons with 2100 meters range. The range isn't impressive, but that AP value is of 28. On top of that, they have 65% accuracy surface-to-air missiles, but they are only 5 men strong. But holy crap, that is good. We got some more slightly cheaper recon units, the Phi Longs. Instead of the long-range ATGM, they have close-range anti-tank weapons with a really high rate of fire, and they have a CQC SAW as well, 545 actually. Not a big, it's not really a machine gun, I would say, but all in all, not the best recon unit, to be honest with you. Stealth is good, optics is very good, but you know what, just go for the better guys and just don't sacrifice them. What is that? That is a Nighthawk, but don't pay attention to the unit models, boys. So we got a Recon Airplane going 600 kilometers per hour. Very good very good stealth. I just have to try this. I have no idea how this would play. We have to just try it. Then we got Lei Shen. These boys have a 50 cal, 1800 meters range almost. They also have a really good anti-tank weapon, the PF98A, 23 AP, 65% accuracy, really good range on it as well. Elite training 10-man squads with very good optics and stealth. This could be your fighter unit. Just get, you know, get 4 of these. Just get 8. That is sick. Then we have the Wing Loon 2. Basically a recon drone, but with weapons. These guys have the AKD-10. 3 kilometers range, 75% accuracy, and 16 AP top attack. That's going to wreck some tanks. Let's see what else we have. We have a quad bike here. Steel Division did this, and I don't know why Wargame never did this. This is hilarious. That is amazing. Good optics. Medium stealth. You know what? This guy should be exceptional stealth. You can't see this guy, but it's a good balance to have them at good stealth. We have the Z11 here. Very good optics. Or stealth. Okay. Alright. I don't know why, but or stealth. Well, it's not really a stealth helicopter to begin with, right? Then we have some vehicles finally. I was kind of afraid there wouldn't be any. Got the ZBL08 ARV with a 30mm. Really good accuracy on that. Kind of mediocre and 80 gems, but good optics and medium stealth, and it's amphibious, so it could still be useful. Then we have the 25-point ZSD 89 ARV. Very good optics, medium stealth, once again also amphibious, just has a 30mm. And then we have this guy with no weapons on it, just smoke launchers, but exceptional stealth and medium optics. Pretty decent set of recon units. It does lack, like, you know, what's the word? Like Bradley's. It does kind of like lack Bradley type recon units. Now in the vehicle tab we have the WZ550. This guy is from Vanilla, so HJ9As with 2800 meters range, 29 AP, 75% accuracy. Is insane. It is absolutely insane. It's fire or forget as well. That is nuts. Then we got the ZBD. It gets even crazier. 3300 meters range, 75% accuracy, and 30 AP. Jesus. Non-stabilized, but it is once again fire and forget. Then you have the ZDF. These are non-fire and forget 80 gems, 60 points, so it's quite cheap. You get 12 of these guys, 22 AP, 65% accuracy. Is pretty nuts. And last but not least, we have the Ztl Assault Gun. Very nice. So we have a 105mm cannon, 70-75% accuracy and stabilizer. AP is 17, 12 rounds per minute. Could be a really good combo with that fast firing 12 rounds per minute tank. Has decent 80 gems as well. Is amphibious, which is a big plus, and just goes insanely fast. Now in the helicopter tab, we have just 4 helis to choose from. We have the Z10, 25mm Bushmaster on it. It has 32 rockets, which are HE, so non-AP, but it has those really good 80 gems, the HJ9As. Medium optics, medium stealth, not too bad. And we have 170 points, more like anti-tank focused helicopter with top attack AKD-10s with 16 AP. That is already a bit more focused on tanks. Exceptional optics as well, okay. We have the Z10K here, which is like the AA variant. It has these 2 PL9s with almost 4 kilometers range, 70% accuracy and stabilizer, but you only have 2, and you can only get 2 if you go rookie. And last but not least, we have kind of like a budget AA heli, 80 points. It fires 2 quite decent anti-air missiles. 3500 meters range and 60% accuracy and stabilizer, but that HE is kind of low. You need 2 hits to really kill a helicopter, whereas this guy is 5 HE. So maybe charge these in the front and have this guy in the back. Now the air tab, we do have a lot of airplanes. We have the H6. This thing drops 2 massive bombs, 30 HE at 16 kilometers. So these are cruise missiles. Does say cluster bombs. It could be a cluster bomb, who knows, man. I have no idea. I haven't tested this out yet, but it drops 2 big old missiles, fire and forget, with an HE of 30. Then we have the J80BS. This seems like a CAS plane. Has rockets and 2 really bad air-to-air, but this guy is mainly just for close air support. We got the J10C, which is a fighter. It does have bombs, Mark 82s on the bottom, but I don't know. Probably couldn't be changed. But this guy is a fighter, 150 points, exceptional air detection, 50% ECM, with 2 really long range air-to-air missiles, 9 kilometers, 75% accuracy and stabilizer, really nice. And 2 mediocre close range air-to-air missiles, but insane accuracy. Then we got a J15, which is kind of like an upgraded version, better ECM, better air-to-air missiles, 11 kilometers range this time. 185 points. Got a J15, which is a jammer / seaplane. So it does have 2 fire and forget medium range air-to-air missiles. It has 4 of these seat missiles, and it has a jammer. So not too bad. Got the J15T, 4 of these kind of like paveway type bombs here, 15 HE on those, 7 kilometers range. Not too bad either. Again, once again, 4 of these really nice air-to-air missiles, and 4 of these close range, insanely accurate air-to-air missiles as well. Then we move on to the J11. So between these two, the main difference is really just the weaponry, but also kind of overall stats. So this is cheaper, obviously, so it's going to have worse stats. So a kilometer range less on these missiles. It also has it does have 4 more, so that is one thing. So it has 8, but the ECM is 40 instead of 55. So that's kind of like a compromise. Do you want a crap load of missiles, or do you want, you know, the better quality? Then we got a J16, which is another seaplane, 12 kilometers range on this. It has 4 of these SID missiles, 4 of these medium range air-to-air. Once again, the jammer. So pretty good plane so far. Then we got a J20, which is a fire... Okay, this is just basically an interceptor. It just fires missiles and then just yeets on out of there with 4 of these super long range. Actually, 60% accuracy. This is probably the best thing you can get. You only have 1 of them, but if you combine it with some of the seed fighters, like this guy, that could be a win. We got the 5-bow here. You guys probably remember this guy. A vanilla seaplane. Has 4 of these 8,500 meters range seed missiles. Pretty dang good. J16, which is a air superiority fighter once again here. It does have 4 of these like cruise missile bombs. 15 HE on those, almost 9 kilometers. That is pretty good. On top of that, it has 6 long range air-to-air and 4 close range air-to-air and 55% accuracy. But you get only rookie, or 55% ECM. We got another 5-bow here, but instead of seed, it has 4 of these TV guidance missiles, so anti-tank. 29 AP, fire and forget, that is really nice. And 3.5 kilometers range on that. That is pretty good. Like at the KJ2000, this is the AWACS, right? AWACS? I don't know. This is a jammer plane. It jams enemy airplanes and enemy AA at a range of 14 kilometers. It's not overpowered because it is limited to the rate of fire. So every time it like quote unquote fires, it can stun or, you know, panic or reduce the morale of enemy airplanes or AA. Then we got a Q5, a really cheap like close air support with rockets, you know, 2 of these really bad air-to-air missiles. It's a meat shield. Then we got a Q5N with 4 paveway type bombs, 10 HE on these guys. We got the J10B with 8 cluster bombs with 7 AP. And we got the J10A with 12 HE bombs with 10 HE each. That is pretty good. China's looking good, man. China's looking really good. I'm definitely going to be diving into some games with China. So if you guys do want to, you know, check out those videos, just subscribe and follow me, follow my videos. Just, you know, do all that good stuff. If you want to download this mod for yourself, check out the link in the description. And I'll see you guys back in the next one.